Hey there, I'm Christina Johnson, certified transformational nutrition coach and owner of Christina Johnson Wellness. And today I want to share with you what it really takes and the mindset that it takes to be able to lose weight and keep it off in the midst of this instant gratification society we live in. I really believe that this is one of the factors that gets in the way of really having lasting weight loss. And so I want to give you some practical tips on how to change your mindset and to really start adopting more of a lifestyle approach instead of continually going on diets. As I was starting to think about what I wanted to talk about today, it reminded me of something that happened to me just, probably less than a week ago. I am planning on going on a trip to Italy with my family, which I'm super excited about. And so I was looking up places that we could stay in Venice. And I was on Airbnb's site and I had this whole list of different options for apartments in Venice, and I found one that I liked, and so I clicked on it. And something was going on with the website and it was just taking a while to load. I remember just thinking, would it just hurry up already? I want to see what this apartment looks like. And I was frustrated with it. And looking back now, if I'm honest, it took maybe 7 seconds to load at the most. And so here I am getting impatient that it's taking me 7 seconds to find a place that I can stay thousands of miles away. And then I started thinking about 30 years ago. I don't even know how people booked places to stay in Venice 30 years ago. I mean, you probably had to call a travel agent maybe and book an appointment to go see them, talk about your trip with them. Maybe they would have to make some phone calls. It could probably take days just to find one place. And it made me just realize how much we want things to happen quickly. And then you think about all the instant things we have: instant rice and instant oatmeal, instant credit card approval, instant booking. When I was on Airbnb, I clicked the instant book button and they already had my credit card on file. And so it was booked in 10 seconds before I didn't realize I was booking it already because it just happened that quickly. And, I will fully admit I take advantage of the fact that a lot of things happen quickly and instantly. And I think that's great. It really makes life easier at times. But I think that we really start to believe, and maybe on a subconscious level, that everything in life should happen instantly. I mean, maybe you can relate to this. Let me know in the comments or click like if you can relate, and I will be the first one to say I've totally done this myself. But as we start thinking more about health and weight loss related topics, have you ever gone on a diet and you start the diet, it's day one, and you eat really, really well? I mean, you do a great job day one. And so the next morning you wake up and you think, I did really well yesterday. I'm gonna get on the scale because I had to have lost at least a pound. I mean, have you ever done that after one day thinking that you should have already lost some weight? Or maybe you haven't been going to the gym for a while, so you get a new gym membership, you work out 4 or 5 times in 1 week, you're feeling really good about yourself, you're feeling kind of sore, and then you look in the mirror and you're kind of bummed out because you don't have a 6-pack ab yet, or because your arms aren't fully toned and defined like they used to be. I think it's so easy to get demotivated when we're not seeing results right away. And so what happens is we become impatient, and then we start to think, this just isn't going to work for me. This plan, it's not going to work for me. Or we start to feel like it's just too hard, it's too much work. And then that impatience leads to quitting and giving up on it. And that, I think, is one of the reasons why 95% of diets don't work, is that we're trying to make these huge changes. We're trying to change everything at once, and then we get frustrated when we're not seeing those quick results. So here is what it really takes to lose weight and to keep it off. And, I can tell you that this may not be for everybody, but if you are wanting lasting results, if you want to really lose weight and keep it off for the long term, if you are wanting to improve your health so that you reduce the risk of disease and have a better quality of life, if you are really wanting to make those lasting changes, then this is the best way that I have found to approach that. And so it all starts with just committing to do some simple daily habits. And the thing is, this isn't a super exciting or, big dramatic kind of strategy, but it works. So what it takes is choosing those simple things that are pretty easy to do every day, but but they're also really easy not to do. So for example, let's say that you're one of those people that loves to have something sweet after dinner. Is anybody like that? And so let's say almost every night after dinner you grab for a cookie or a piece of chocolate. What if you committed to choosing not to do that every day? You know, the first day, let's say tonight you decide to do this, and so tonight it's after dinner and you're faced with, do I have that cookie or not? It doesn't seem like that significant of a decision in the moment because it's not going to help you gain or lose a pound by tomorrow. But what would happen if every day for a month you chose not to eat that cookie? By the end of the month, you probably would be seeing some results. And as you look back, I mean, just looking back and seeing that's 30 cookies that I didn't eat. And that is what it really takes to get results, is deciding on those small daily habits that you're going to commit to over time. And that is the second key, is giving it the power of time. We want those instant results, but that's just not how it typically works. And what happens is that you'll build momentum. So, you know, what I do, how I approach it with my clients is that we'll often start, and the first week we'll choose, you know, a couple simple habits for them to implement. Oftentimes it's drinking more water. So again, drinking 1 glass of water right now is not going to give you glowing skin, but if you drink 8 glasses of water every day for a month or 2 months, you would probably have better skin. You would probably have fewer sugar cravings. You would probably be less constipated. I mean, there's all kinds of positive things that will happen with the power of time. And so that is the key, is we have to give it time to really get the results that we want. I kind of like thinking about the idea of gardening or farming in relation to this. You know, this past spring when my husband and I planted our garden, we planted some seeds and we didn't go out the next day and expect it to be fully grown and harvested. What we did is we planted the seeds, and then you have to cultivate them. You have to take care of them. You have to water them and weed them. And then over time, you know, for the beets, I think 3-4 weeks later, we could enjoy the fruits of our labor. And that's what happens with any health or weight loss goal. You have to plant your seeds. And those seeds are the small daily habits that you commit to over time. That's the cultivating part. And then with time, you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You get to start seeing the results, whether it's weight loss or whether it's improved health, or it can be in other areas of your life. Maybe it's getting out of debt or, you know, saving for retirement. It happens through time. And the good thing is, what I can tell you is that it's not a linear process. So you don't, you know, do it for this long and get this amount of results, and this long you get this amount of results, but you build momentum. Because what I find is, so for my clients, you know, maybe we start focusing on water for a week, and then we start focusing on making sure they're getting protein and fat. Well, over time, they start feeling more like better about themselves, more confident. And so then that increases the momentum, and they start to maybe weed out some of the sugar or the soda, and things start to happen quicker. So it takes time to get results, that's for sure. But it doesn't always have to take as long as we think it will. It doesn't have to take that long, because you do build momentum as you go. I like to think about the scales. So think about, like, you know, scales where you weigh something on. And let's say one side is a success and one side is failure. Every action that you decide, every decision you make during the day will either contribute to your success or your failure. It'll either move you closer to your goals or further away. So whether you choose to eat an apple in the afternoon or a candy bar, it's either moving you towards your goals or further away. And what happens is that when you have these scales, you know, you start to do a couple positive habits and you don't really see many results. And that's when people get frustrated, because there's nothing in front of them that they see changing. But then you start adding one more, and then the scale starts to waver a little bit. Things are starting to shift. And then you add another one, and finally it really starts to tilt in the favor of success, where you really start seeing results. And from there, it just is kind of self-sustaining and it continues on its own. And so the key is being patient. So a couple of kind of tips about when you're trying to adopt this more lifestyle, creating healthy habits kind of approach is, number one, you have to choose the right habits. So you have to choose habits that will get you the goals you want. And my recommendation is always choose habits that will give you the biggest bang for your buck. buck, the ones that'll be most impactful in getting to your overall results. And this is where for everyone, it truly is different. It's pretty individualized, but just take some time to think through, like, what is one thing that you know would be really beneficial for you if you started creating a habit around. So choose one that will really get you towards your goal. Then number 2, you have to practice it consistently. You have to commit to doing that goal or that habit or that action consistently, even when you're not yet seeing results. Number 3 is to feed your patience. You really have to know and believe that if I stay on this road, I will get results. It's almost like, you imagine walking into a dark room and you automatically reach for the light switch on the wall and you flip it on. You do that because you believe that if you flip on that switch, that light is going to come on. You have no doubt about it. And the same thing is true here. You have to believe that if I continue on this road, if I continue making these daily choices not to eat the cookie or to drink more water, then I will get results. And I can tell you, I know that sometimes it's hard to believe that because maybe you've tried things in the past that haven't worked. But I know from my personal experience and from the experience of friends and family and clients that it does work. You will get results as long as you're choosing the right actions and sticking with them consistently, and then feeding your patience. The last tip I have is that you really want to learn to make these habit changes effortless. And again, I know in the beginning it feels like it's never going to feel effortless to meal plan every week or to meal prep every week. It's never going to feel effortless to go to Panera and not want that cinnamon crunch bagel. That's what I personally believed for a long time. But again, what I know to be true is that you put in the effort up front with these little habits, and you do get to a point where this healthy lifestyle just becomes your new normal. And that's truly what it is for me now. I don't think twice. I can walk into Starbucks and I honestly don't even look at the muffins in the little cupboard there. It doesn't register that that's even a thing I would do because I don't eat processed muffins like that. Or we threw an anniversary party for my parents a couple weekends ago, and we had a cake there, and it didn't even cross my mind to have a piece. It wasn't even a matter of should I have one, should I not have one. It just didn't even cross my mind to eat it. It becomes so second nature and effortless. And that's not true just for me. I recently talked with a couple women who used to be clients of mine, and this was probably over a year ago that we worked together. And so I was just kind of checking in with them and seeing how things were going. And both of these two that I talked to recently said that they've maintained those healthy habits that we slowly incorporated over time, and it truly has felt easy now. It's not overwhelming, it's simple, they enjoy it because it's become their new lifestyle. And so that's what I think a difference between taking lifestyle approaches and going on a diet is that it really does become your new way of living, and so it starts to feel easy. And again, it's not going to feel that way probably the first couple weeks or month, but it does get easier with time to the point where you don't have to think twice about it. So that is kind of the tips for you that I would have on adopting this lifestyle approach. And, I also know that some people find it really helpful to have someone guide them through this process because it's not always easy to do it on your own. And sometimes it's helpful just to have someone kind of have their expert eyes on you and your situation and help you figure out what are the best habits that will get you the biggest impact the most quickly. Or sometimes it's helpful to have somebody that will just help you stay motivated during that initial few weeks or months so that you really can stay motivated and be patient until you start seeing the results. And so if that's something you're interested in, I would invite you to apply for one of my complimentary discovery sessions, because then we can talk about what's going on for you in particular, talk about what your goals are and kind of what your struggles are right now. And then we can talk about my health coaching program and just see if it would be a good fit for you or not. It's a total no pressure situation, but I just like to offer that in case you are one of those people that feel like you will really do better with a little bit of accountability and some guidance. So if you're interested in applying for that, I will put the link above the video as soon as I'm done here. Depending on when you're watching this, you might be able to go to ChristinaJohnsonWellness.com/apply. Right now, my website is currently under construction, so hopefully in the next couple of days that link will be working again. But I will put the link that does work above the video. And then also, I am really curious to hear, because this is the first time I've really talked about this topic at all, and so I would love to hear kind of how it landed with you. Does it make sense? Is it something that feels like it would work for you to make these small habit changes? And then also, will you share with me, what is your one biggest takeaway? What is something that you can take from what I talked about today and actually start taking action on or start implementing? Because we all know that information alone does not cause transformation. We need to actually start taking action. And so think through what could be your one action that you will take away from what I've talked about, and then put it in the comments so that we can all share with each other and inspire and encourage each other in that journey. So if you have any questions, you can also put those in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. And I really am looking forward to hearing what you think about this topic. If there is anything that you need support or help with, feel free to reach out. You can message me or fill out that application for a discovery session. So have a great week, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye.